Old letters and records dug out by historian Herbert Gutman show the stubborn resistance of the slave family to pressures of disintegration. A woman wrote to her son from whom she had been separated for 20 years. I long to see you in my old age. Now, my dear son, I pray you to come and see your dear old mother. I love you, Kato. You love your mother. You are my only son. And a man wrote to his wife, sold away from him with their children. Send me some of the children's hair in a separate paper with their names on the paper. I had rather anything to happen to me most than ever to have been parted from you and the children. Laura, I do love you the same. Going through records of slave marriages, Gutman found how high was the incidence of marriage among slave men and women, and how stable these marriages were. He studied the remarkably complete records kept on one South Carolina plantation. He found a birth register of 200 slaves extending from the 18th century to just before the Civil War. It showed stable kin networks, steadfast marriages, unusual fidelity, and resistance to forced marriages. There was mockery. The poet William Cullen Bryant, after attending a corn shucking in 1843 in South Carolina, told of slave dances turned into a pretended military parade, a sort of burlesque of our militia trainings. Here it says, slave resistance as pre-political, expressed in countless ways in daily life and culture. Music, magic, art, religion were all ways, he says, for slaves to hold on to their humanity. While Southern slaves held on, free blacks in the North, there were about 130,000 in 1830 and about 200,000 in 1850 agitated for the abolition of slavery. In 1829, David Walker, son of a slave but born free in North Carolina, moved to Boston, where he sold old clothes. The pamphlet he wrote, printed Walker's Appeal, became widely known. It infuriated Southern slaveholders. Georgia offered a reward of $10,000 to anyone who would deliver Walker alive and $1,000 to anyone who would kill him. It is not hard to understand why when you read his appeal. There was no slavery in history, even that of the Israelites in Egypt, worse than the slavery of the black man in America, Walker said. Show me a page of history, either sacred or profane, on which a verse can be found, which maintains that the Egyptians heaped the insupportable insult upon the children of Israel by telling them that they were not of the human family. Walker was scathing to his fellow blacks who would assimilate. I would wish candidly to be understood that I would not give a pinch of snuff to be married to any white person I ever saw in all the days of my life. Blacks must fight for their freedom, he said.